Combe, a village in Bree-land located northeast of the village of Bree and north of the East Road. It was situated in a deep valley a little further eastward from Staddle, near the edge of the Chetwood, and was probably founded before the year 1300 of the Third Age. I had come to the village of Combe to speak with a curious ranger, organize another delivery of wood to Archet, and hone my crafts. But first I found two townspeople seeking aid. I would offer my services and hopefully learn a little of the lay of the land.
I'm sure it will do no good, but may I speak with you?
A concerned mother, Maida, was searching for her son. He had left Archet after an argument, and now Maida could not find him. I promised to speak to the constable. Perhaps she had seen him pass her post.
Could I speak with you a moment?
I could then also inquire about the whereabouts of a stolen fishing pole. It was dear to Gale's heart, as it belonged to her father, who perished during the raid on Archet. Clearly, the raid on Archet was already having blossoming effects on the surroundings. Both Maida and Gale's troubles had not been resolved following my heroic deeds during the attack. Venturing into the Combe and Wattle Inn, I was greeted by a pleasant and spacious establishment, with a roaring hearth and clear signs of heavy use.
How can I be of service?
The tavern keep Lisbeth flattered me with her words, respectable and hero being the operative ones, and she pointed me in the direction of one Toradan.
What do you need? Would you do something for me?
Another use of the word hero, and another grin barely suppressed. Toradan seemed rather guarded, but I suppose that was understandable. He had been driven away from the Shire by Nazgul. I connected this name with the strange, wraith-like beings I had already encountered, and shivered at the thought of more of them. His goal had been to join Amdir, but hearing of his injury to what he named a Morgul knife, and his subsequent abduction, for I still believed he would not willingly follow such vermin, he now had a great angst to find Amdir quickly. Toradan thought it likely that Amdir was being held within the Chetwood. I vowed to learn of this lair and find a way to gain entry.
Hello there.
I then found a perky hobbit just outside the guild hall. Learning him to be a constable, I thought I would let him know of my intentions. He informed me of suspicions relating to a Blackwald agent in town, and pointed out a better approximation of the ruffian's whereabouts. I would keep vigil for any proof I could gather of this spy.
Stay a moment.
On my way out of the town centre, another constable, this one by the name of Sageford, caught my attention. He requested I confront the leader of some Blackwalds who had laid claim to a local farm, and possibly recover some stolen valuables.
Would you do something for me?
He also knew of a large lockbox that the Blackwalds had escaped with after their defeat at Archet. I was learning that eliminating a group as vast and cruel as the Blackwalds would not be as simple as I had hoped. My mail contained a letter with directions to a Hengstacer farm for if I was in need of another mount, but this was something for a later day.
I don't know if you can help me.
The son of a robber was in need of his father's buried ill-gotten gains to make a fresh start. It was located underneath a tree marked with an X. It was an odd task and not wholly honourable, but I could sense the man's need for a fresh start, so accepted. Before leaving the town, I noticed the crafting hall. Unwilling to put it off for any longer, I decided to try my hand at some crafting professions.
What can I do for you?
Roderick Carver, the brother of Edward, whom I met just outside Archet, stressed the importance of these skills, and I spoke to the mistress of apprentices, Jill Brushwood.
What can I do for you? Greetings.
She was the contact of Builder Eru and the subject of the letter from the townspeople of Archet. I expressed interest in pursuing metalsmithing so I could craft my own armor, prospecting to collect the resources I would need, and scholaring, for my attentiveness to the world around me was beginning to amplify.
Might I take a moment of your time? Would you do?
I then saw these skills' respective masters, and they each set me a task to prove my
How can I be of
capability.
service?
The supplier bade me craft a copper ingot.
How can I be of service?
The metalsmith a bronze helm,
What can I do for you?
and the scholar a scroll of minor scholar lore.
What can I do for you? What do you need?
Greetings, friend.
I aptly completed these commissions, and the masters were all impressed. Surprisingly, I had found great satisfaction working the forge and crafter's station, and what I thought would be a chore concluded would turn out to be a lifelong passion. Stepping out the door, a new terror had been unleashed. The firm grip of my soon-to-be calloused hands on the haft of my pickaxe. Copper deposits around the world would fear the name Malvagil. Constable Wren stood next in my path.
How can I be of service?
She knew of strife within the Blackwolds. The leaders were angry at their followers for focusing on looting instead of the actual assault on Archet. She conveyed the location of their camp. Gale's fishing pole would hopefully be in the same premises.
How can I be of service?
As for Maida's son, he had forsaken honest hard labor for the life of a brigand. His mind may not be completely devoted to their wretched cause, however, and I would speak with him and hopefully set clear his folly. Heading toward the site of the robbers' buried treasure, Ted's hopes for a fresh start were dampened. The trees there had been cut down, and digging around the base of a few of their stumps, I found no sign of riches. So I continued on to the lumber camp at the edge of the Chetwood. Here, many folk seemed hard at work, but I could sense an air of concern, so I asked around, offering my services.
What can I do for you?
Almost having forgotten him, I was glad to stumble across Taylor Green, he who could help organize a new delivery of wood to the much-in-need Archet.
Might I take a moment of your time?
The now increased demand for wood from the camp in the wake of Archet's burning was putting pressure on its resources. Trees now needed to be felled along the northeast, but because of a wolf den in the same area, this was not possible. My blade hand itched for the opportunity presented, so I told him not to worry.
Stay and have some tea.
The distress worn by a hobbit nearby demanded me to swear to look for his uncle, who had trounced into the forest to have a word with the Blackwolds, and the sobs from the nearby owner of the appropriated farm.
I don't know if you can help me.
Drew forth my willingness to help him in any way I could. This proved to be finding his Sally's chain. I crossed my fingers and hoped Sally was a loyal beast. Within the mighty forest that bedecked the earth in front of me, a host of challenges, quests, and enemies lay hid. The pleasure of rooting them out and returning victorious roiled in my chest like fire, and with Humphrey at my side, we marched forth. The Chetwood. This woody area is found in southeastern Bree-land. To the north lies the wild woods of the far Chetwood. These days, the Greater Staddle divides Chetwood into two separate sections, in daily speech called Chetwood South and Chetwood North. Earlier, the northern and southern parts used to be one unified forest, but now heavy logging by woodcutters from Combe and Staddle had made it two larger pockets of trees. Northern Chetwood is a large and wild forest between Combe and the Weather Hills. Defeating wolves as I went, I first found the distressed hobbit's uncle. Overcoming my surprise at his aliveness, I listened to his tale of daring.
Just a moment.
He had marched right into their camp, unburdened his mind, and was laughed out. His description of me as respectable encouraged me to find his handkerchief that had been stolen. Hobbits really are amazing creatures. There is no way to describe what occurred within those fell woods other than utter humiliation. The strength and numbers of the Blackwolds was too great, and my retreat was nothing short of a disgrace. But perhaps this was for the best, for here I must make amends and make transparent something that I wished to keep hidden. The battle with the Ornaith was not as clear-cut as previously described. The struggle had been all too real, and my relationship with Humphrey had been strained because of it. It was here that I made a decision. If it was to be Humphrey and myself against threats such as these, we would have to work better as a team. Charging recklessly into the fray was no longer good enough. We would have to be strategic, thoughtful, and most importantly, look out for each other. I had Humphrey display a new banner, one that would inspire calm in the heat of battle, and I prioritized other aspects of my skills. It was now more than ever that I wished for a shield and a less cumbersome weapon, but that would have to wait. After these preparations, Humphrey and I felt refreshed, and our bond tightened.